All right.
Mhm.
Bye. Hi.
Mhm.
How is everybody? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's all from Get Vocal. How nice is that? Hi everybody. This is Get Vocal. The spots are open. So, if you guys don't know, I posted a video on TikTok yesterday and invited a bunch of people. So, I think that there's going to be more people than usual here this week, which is really exciting. It's really cool. I wanted to expand and tell people about it and see if they wanted to come on. And the thing is, like on TikTok, there's like so little I can do on there to tell us a story in 1 minute increments. So I'm trying to, go live and answer some questions. So if you guys are here from TikTok, don't be shy, grab a spot, or just anybody, feel free to grab a spot, ask questions. You can ask it in the chat. Farrah says, how come you still aren't verified on TikTok? I don't know. I don't know. Sachi says, I'm scared, LOL. Don't be scared. But yeah, I do this once a week on Thursdays for the true crime lineup. So I wanted to invite my TikTok family, which is and super exciting. And yeah. Oh, hi, Megan. Oh, bye, Megan. You guys don't be scared. It's totally fine. I promise I'm very, very nice. And if you're a regular, feel free to hop on too. No big deal.
I think I'm back.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I had no idea this was like a video chat. I didn't know what this app was.
Yeah, it's new. It's neat, right? It's like you can basically FaceTime with it's I think it's for podcasters pretty much, but yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
really
cool concept.
Cool. I just wanted to tell you I support you so much, and I absolutely love hearing your story and what you're doing for your sister. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Oh, well, thank you. And thank you for being here and for caring about the story. That's why I'm here. I'm just here to advocate,
For sure.
Yeah. Well, you're awesome. Oh, Maggie says Sherry is coming. Yay. Liz says Sarah is the nicest. I promise you guys I am nice. Don't be afraid. And if you guys are watching on YouTube or Facebook, which I see a lot of you doing it, or on Twitter, you guys can only join the video chat through Get Vocal. So you do have to download Get Vocal or go to the website and have a webcam and do it that way. Oh my goodness, there are so many people here. Hi, Mallory. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Pippa. Hi, Samantha. Hi, Chelsea. Hi, Emma. Oh my goodness, you guys. This is definitely the most I've ever had on Get Vocal. Let me see. Hi, Chelsea. Oh, Samantha. Hi, Sarah. It's hi, Sarah from the Spooky Adventures of Alec and Sam. Hello. Yes. I just interviewed. Hello, hello. Oh, hi, Lauren. How are you? Hi. You guys feel free to pop on. You can say nothing. You can say hi. You can ask a question. Don't be scared. Ashley says this is really neat. Yeah. Oh, Kimber says, luckily I caught you on TikTok. Yeah, I did a live on TikTok for like 2 minutes. Just to remind people again to come out. So yeah. Oh, hi, Zach.
Hey Sarah, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I've been listening to the podcast, which is just incredible to put yourself out there and use the platforms the way you're doing. It's remarkable. I'm a doc filmmaker in Los Angeles, and I have a feature film coming out in November, and I was just wondering if you've ever considered taking your story to a larger platform like Netflix or something of the like and trying to tell the story in that medium.
Yeah, actually I am. I'm highly considering it. I have a lot of offers that I'm reviewing right now, to be totally honest. And yeah, I'm trying to pick the best fit for Alyssa, but I would love that. I think, I have 24 episodes of the podcast. My goodness, I think it could easily make a 6 to 8 hour, and maybe I'm just biased, right? Obviously, I think it's a crazy story. But I think it could make, like a 6 hour docuseries pretty easy.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, I think that's fantastic, and I hope it ends up getting on a larger platform, because I think that it's a story that deserves to be told, and also might end up fulfilling your ultimate goal. So I hope you find the right person to work with.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, and I'll take any tips and tricks I can from somebody in the industry. Please feel free, send them all my way.
Okay, sounds good. All right, you take care.
Hey, you too. Thanks, Zach. All right, I'm trying to catch up with the chat, but anybody who wants to jump on, feel free. It's just, you guys, it is a free for all. Hi, how are you?
Hi. I just want to say, first off, you're very inspiring. Like, the way you fight for
thank
your
you.
sister. Everybody deserves somebody like that in their life. Truly. I know that you're going to have to take a break from, like, the timeline of telling Alyssa's story for now. And you've mentioned you want to, talk about other people's stories. So do you have anybody in mind that you want to do podcast episodes about?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to focus on cases that still need justice. So that's not just missing cases or murdered or anything like that. It can be wrongful conviction, everything in that realm. But yeah, there's like so many cases, especially like the people that I know in real life, right? Like I would love to cover the Delphi murders because Kelsey German is also a sister that is working so hard. There's also Jacob Landine, who I just recently became friends with his brother, and it's also a really tragic story. So long story short, yes, I have I have so many. I have a very, very long list of all the cases I want to cover. But yeah, so many. And it'll be coming out pretty soon. Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And this is very cool. So thank you for this.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for coming on. All right. Yeah, while people aren't hopping on, I'll just read chat. Oh my goodness, you guys, there are so many people in here. Thank you guys so much for coming here. My goodness. Samantha says, when does the next episode come out? So it came out today. So I was actually speaking with Dr. Shiloh and Dr. Scott of LA Not So Confidential podcast. They are psychologists. So yeah, we go over some of the circumstances of me and Alyssa's childhood and kind of what they think about that. It's super interesting. It is 2 parts because we talked forever because it's a big subject, especially for Alyssa's case. So yeah, it came out today. And that's really exciting. And I did want to tell you guys, I have an update on Thomas Heimer. So it's not the biggest update, but I'm really excited about it. So if you guys aren't aware, Thomas Heimer is the gentleman that confessed to killing Alyssa. He did murder someone else and confessed to killing like 21 other women, I believe it was. And they did determine that this confession was false, but what it did was spark the whole investigation. But, during the podcast, I went back and tried to reach out to him, and we did speak on the phone, but then we weren't able to get connected on the day that he wanted to interview, and then I didn't hear from him for a few weeks, but he called. On Saturday, he called, you guys, and I am so freaking excited because that means that he still wants to talk. We weren't able to connect. It's so hard when, it's a prison phone line or whatnot with commissary and all that jazz. But yeah, so he called, and I'm hoping that we can connect, and it seems like he is obviously interested in talking, so hopefully that comes up soon. So I'm really, really excited about that. Kimber says, I'm just wondering what you think of the ghost guy trying to connect with your sister. I don't know what to think about that gentleman. I don't know what to think about him. He has 50 plus videos about finding Alyssa's body. And I've been in similar situations in which people have literally called me and said, I've been digging for 6 hours for your sister's body. And it's a hard thing to grasp in your mind. It's a hard thing to hear, but I do speak with him privately. And he hasn't messaged me in a long time. It's only been a few days or whatever, but not since he says that he found the body. He never messaged me and talked to me about it. So I'm open to speaking with him if he would like to message me privately. But other than that, I'm not going to like publicly speculate on his videos about where I think Alyssa's body is, especially right now where it isn't the case. But yeah, I'm open to that stuff, and I hope he has the best intentions with doing those videos. All right, I'm looking here on YouTube. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Blair. Hi, Kayla. Let's see, I'm trying to keep up with all the chats. I'm so bad at it. I say this every week. You guys, and there are 3 open spots. If anybody wants to hop on, feel free. All right, where is the chat here? Oh my goodness. Hi, 32 people on Facebook. Okay. Hi, Samantha.
Hey.
How are you? Oh, you're cutting out a little bit on me.
Yeah, my internet's kind of crap today.
Oh, that's the worst. How are you?
Oh, yeah. I'm doing good. Keeping busy.
Oh, good. Have you been on Get Vocal before?
No, actually,
Oh,
this
there
is
you
the first
go.
time I've been
It's
on
for
here.
podcasters. You should join. You should join.
I know I should.
Let's see.
But I'm usually just so shy. There's a reason why I do a podcast, not video.
Yeah, I mean, I think quarantine has really helped me. Basically, quarantine was like, oh, well, you don't get any true crime events, so you better get comfortable on a webcam. So that's how this happened. Yeah.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Totally
I mean,
fair.
hopefully, if it's safe enough, we can do some events later, but who knows? Who knows? If not, we'll figure it out. It'll be all right.
Hey, we always have the
Exactly.
internet.
Exactly. Okay, lots of people are asking about the ghost guy. Yeah, so his name is Ghost Whisperer, and he has like 50 something videos about finding Alyssa's body. It looks like he also does some other cases. He uses what's called, I guess, forgive me, I'm not an expert in it. He uses what's called a spirit box, and I believe it uses radio signals to get messages. So that's a really high level overview because I really don't understand it. And I'm not trying to make a mockery of it or disparage it or anything. I'm just trying to tell you what I know. So that is who Ghost Whisperer is. All right. Oh, you guys are so nice on Facebook. Hi, Lori. Thank you. Oh, Jasmine says, yes, Delphi murders. Can't believe there's video and audio and not found. Yeah, that one really, really hits home for me. I really, really care about that case. I mean, I care about all the cases, but of course, when you talk to the family members, it hits different. Mallory says, yeah, not sure how I feel about him. Hope he has good intentions. That's all I can hope for. Someone says, AKA Psycho on YouTube, talking about Thomas Heimer. Yeah, his nickname was Psycho. So this guy literally wrote the police and said, I'm a serial killer. I'm going to make you famous. So that was like the first indication that like, maybe it's not the best thing going on here. So another thing I wanted to tell you guys about, like I said, I'm open-minded. So I actually interviewed a medium for the podcast, and he will be coming on really, really soon. Essentially, he actually works with police and their cold case units to help solve crimes, and he has solved quite a few crimes in the past, which is what drew me to him. I was introduced to him by another podcaster who just basically like made him read for me or whatever. And he was so nice and, again, has all this experience with law enforcement. So I asked him to come on the podcast, and he will give his, what he got about where Alyssa is. There's some pretty stunning information that's still really hard for me to hear. So yeah, that'll be coming up really soon. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I know that, psychic medium episodes can be a little controversial, but a lot of people also request it. And again, I think, if he's literally out there solving cases, I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to be open to speaking with him because, my goodness gracious, you guys, you have to be open-minded about these things. At least that's how I feel. Rebecca asks, do your brothers speak with your dad? Are you concerned he will evade? I don't know. And yes, I'm afraid he's going to evade. Hi, Ashley. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. Thanks for coming on.
I'm going to apologize because I got my wisdom teeth out yesterday, so my face is swollen.
You look beautiful. Stop it.
Thank you. So I started listening to your podcast in like January. And as you know, with COVID, everything shut down in March. I'm a teacher, so I would listen to it like on my way to school and listen to it on the way home. So I only got up to like episode 15. But I just wanted to come on and say that I love how grounded you seem. I know sometimes, on the inside, you might not feel that way, but you just seem like such a grounded person for everything you're going through and everything you're continuing to go through for your sister. And it's just, it's a very beautiful thing to see.
Well,
I know it's such sad circumstances, but I need to continue to listen to the podcast. So I just wanted to come on and say that. I didn't have any questions or anything, but I've enjoyed listening. So
well, thank you for listening, and thank you for saying that. That's extremely kind of you. I try to keep it all together. That's all I can say.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Hi, Maddie. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you? I was debating
good,
about going on. I don't know why I was nervous because I consider myself to be like an extroverted person, but then I don't know. I have these moments where I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, you're so sweet.
But
don't be scared. It's fine.
But I just wanted to say that I have started listening to your podcast, and I it's very, I'm trying to think of the right word to say. I don't want to say like enjoy your podcast because it's, I don't know, I just feel like that's a bad choice of words considering
You're fine.
the subject matter, but for lack of a better term, really enjoying your podcast. And I also really enjoyed today's episode with the psychologists. And I know you kind of briefly discussed, and kind of elaborated on the subject matter that they were talking about. I was wondering if you had any like additional insights on that.
Oh, just, I mean, like overall in the psychology?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
I mean, my goodness, I could talk forever about it. And first of all, I mean, thank you. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. And like, yeah, it's fine for you to say it's enjoyable. Like there has to be an entertainment aspect for people to listen. But yeah, I mean, it's so hard to say, you know what I mean? I could go through and pick apart my childhood bit by bit and every interaction with my dad. But what I can say is, from what they told me, like everything was resonating with me. We were really careful not to call my father one thing or another, but when they said it's similar to this or it could be something close to this, I understood that the narcissism, the overbearing, controlling behavior, literally, they kind of confirmed everything I suspected for a long time. How everything was kind of designed to pit Alyssa and I against each other, and how they, I think my favorite part is when they said, if I bet if you just had a little more time with Alyssa, your relationship would have been totally different. Maybe you guys could have confided in each other. And we had that conversation. That was like so meaningful to me because I always thought that in my head, but I always, maybe that's wishes and dreams and hopes. But yeah, they confirmed it. And so, like I said, I feel like I could go on forever and ever about the psychology behind everything. But yeah, that's definitely the moment that like stuck out to me best.
Yeah, I know that was a really broad question.
Oh, that's fine.
But yeah, I also started looking at some of the documents, which I thought was interesting. The one that I kind of revisited just now was I think it was the 6-page like letter that your father wrote, and I kind of found myself, I had to go back several times, and I was kind of like, wait, what? Because based on information you shared in the podcast and then based on that document, it's very contradictory. And, I know in one of the episodes you stated that your father doesn't feel like he has to prove his innocence and he doesn't care. But then in this document, he makes it a point to, say I didn't do it and that types of things. Also, any last question, but
oh sure, yeah.
In the letter, and maybe I just missed it or haven't heard it yet, but in the letter it talked about your father mentioned that he gave them some leads, and I was just wondering, I guess, where he went with that. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I could give it my best guess for sure, like from what he said in the past. And yeah, I mean, going back to the letter and everything and him saying that he was innocent, I think he felt very attacked. I mean, the letter came right from the chief of police saying, we think you have information about your daughter. And then he responds with this 6-page letter that's like, I'm innocent. So you're right. Yeah, it's different. He acts totally different depending on the situation. And in terms of the leads, I believe that he's talking about Paul Abbott, which is the gentleman that worked at Alyssa's school that he believes was like in the electrical union, that whole story, as well as, I think it was also her boyfriend, he considered a lead. He would say, that he was abusive, which was not true. And these really horrible stories about him. And I'm trying to think of what else, because he's told so many different stories. So I don't know if that's like the biker guy he said that he, that Alyssa ran away with or whatever. But I'm pretty sure he definitely means Paul Abbott and her boyfriend in terms of giving them leads. But I guess it could also mean the union, if I'm really thinking about it broadly, like that he already told them that the union killed, Alyssa or whatever. So yeah, those would be my best guesses.
Yeah. Well, thank you for answering my questions.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, I appreciate everything that you're doing, and I hope that there are some advancements soon.
Hey, thank you so much. Seriously.
No problem.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a good night.
You too.
Thanks. Okay. Sorry, I'm like so behind on chat, which is fine. Like, video is my first priority here, you guys. I told you it was going to be an open. I kept calling it like a FaceTime. But yeah, feel free. Somebody said, okay, Jessica on YouTube says, oh, she thinks her dad will bounce out or hide. Yeah, I mean, what's to stop him from leaving the country, you guys? He knows how to get a social security card that's fake as well as a fake ID. Just throwing it out there. So yeah, I'm afraid that, he could do something to himself or he could just absolutely leave. I mean, it's so hard for me to think about like why the police released this news of the prosecution after I begged them not to. Because if you're a dangerous criminal that has a history of making these really grandiose plans to commit violence, like when are you going to enact that? Probably when you think that your time is running out, which would be right now. So it's really scary. And I mean, maybe it was strategic. You know what I mean? I'm not in law enforcement. Maybe it was a strategic move to get him to do something. I have no idea. But it's really scary. Anna wants to know, does he watch anything online to know that they're moving forward? I mean, I would have to assume that he's going to hear these things. They told NBC News, a national news outlet. So I don't know for sure. He is 72 years old, and I have no idea what apps he uses or whatever. But I have to imagine that he's hearing it from someone. Gwen says, I'm almost thinking maybe they're hoping to pressure him into making a drastic maneuver. I just wish they'd offered you protection in the process. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm due protection. I think it would be really nice. It would be a really great gesture, but I don't know. Is that something they do? I don't know. Is that something they might do if it goes to court, since I'm going to be like a witness? I don't know. But I'm also not I'm not a victim. He didn't do anything to categorize me in a victim in the police's eyes. So I don't know. Okay, Carrie on Facebook is asking, can you speak on the video that was posted on Facebook that looks like Alyssa doing sign language? Do you know if she knew ASL? So I've gotten a lot of different responses about that video. I've gotten some top responses that are like, make him go away. A lot of people are saying help. A lot of people are saying it's the sign for abuse. A lot of people are saying that sign didn't exist. A lot of people are saying, yes, it did, especially in like Canada, I believe is like the most common answer. So I don't know what she was saying. But in terms of ASL, I believe that she had learned a few things from her preschool class. She was in child development and then preschool. So basically you, I think it was like preschool or daycare or something like that, where you take care of kids. So I think that she was learning it there for one of the kids there. So I think that she knew a little bit. On YouTube, do you have to pay for the podcast? No, it's totally free. Totally free, you guys. Maddie says, I know everyone has their own opinions, but I agree with you, Sarah, in the sense that they shouldn't have released it. Also, someone mentioned earlier about a video of Alyssa and the possible sign language. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not law enforcement, so I don't know. But it's scary and I don't get it. Is that Sarah wants to know what happened to the broken glass in my house. You guys, that was just a video that was fun for me. Like so my bike, the door broke. Like it really did break. But I was just breaking out the glass so that my dogs wouldn't get hurt by it or like run into it like idiots and hurt themselves on glass. But yeah, it just ended up being a cool video that I put online. I don't feel like I'm in danger. I'm fine. I'm sorry if I scared anyone. That was certainly not the intention. Like literally on TikTok, I put like hashtag ASMR because I loved the sound of the glass breaking. But yeah, that's it. I'm not in danger, you guys. I'm fine. Bianca on Facebook says, I can't believe the video of her at work seeing your dad and trying to hide after. Yeah, that's definitely a popular one that people like to talk about. It's really, really weird. Like he never did that to me. You know what I mean? I had lots of new jobs. I had a first job just like anybody else when I was 16 or whatever. And he didn't come videotape me. So I don't know. It's very weird. And yeah, she's obviously trying to get away from him. And like, and people like to say, well, look at the end. And I purposely published the end of that video because I didn't want it to come off one-sided. I could have very easily not included the part where Alyssa goes out and talks to our father. And it would have been a lot spookier and crazier, but that's not what I do, you guys. I put the truth out there. So a lot of people look to this last part of the video. So after Alyssa's, being watched or whatever, and she's like kind of hiding from him and she's like over it, essentially. Alyssa goes out to the car and she starts talking about her coworker as if nothing was really wrong with what my dad was doing. And you guys have to remember that, like, this was Alyssa's life every single day. This wasn't an odd occurrence in which she would be like, hey, stop doing that. I think she knew that there was literally no option. Like, this is my dad. This is what I have to do. And if I wasn't fazed by it, I can't imagine what it was like for her, knowing that she had so much more surveillance and that she would have been, I imagine, in my opinion, severely punished had she spoken up about it, versus me, where I got away with everything. And, he, yeah, I just can't even, you guys. Jessica on YouTube says you're allowed to make fun videos for yourself. Thank you. I got a nasty comment that was like, this video of you breaking glass is just evident that, you're not in this for the right reasons or whatever. And it's like I'm allowed to have a TikTok, you guys. I enjoy TikTok as a person. Of course, I use it as a tool to advocate, but I feel like it can be both. And if you guys don't feel that way, let me know and maybe I'll stop. But I feel like I can do both. Jessica thinks I can do both. So maybe me and Jessica will just band on that together. Hello again.
Hi, sorry.
No, you're fine, please.
So there's something that I've always kind of wondered about. Your dad, he was never interrogated. Do you think if the cops ever did interrogate him, he would just like collapse and just confess?
I don't know if he would collapse and confess, but I think that he would slip up. I think he would be a lot more nervous than when he was talking to me. And when he was talking to me, he was already slipping up. So I can't imagine what it would be like in front of police. But I don't think he'd confess. I do think that he would confess in a court of law under oath. Because he did that in his bomb case. He eventually did say that the bombs were his, which was true. And he admitted that he was never in Vietnam, which, isn't super relevant to the story. But for him, it's this big piece of knowledge that he never wanted to give up on. So yeah, I think that'll be the only way that he confesses.
I hope it happens soon.
Yes, my goodness, me too.
So what makes you like laugh the most? Like, what's your favorite maybe comedy movie or just something that always cracks you up?
Oh, that's a great question. TikTok, for sure. Oh my gosh. Like, TikTok is one of the only things that makes me laugh because it's just so silly. Like, and if you guys are like still hating on TikTok, like TikTok is what YouTube was 10 years ago, just in 1 minute increments in terms of like being an equal playing field. But also like YouTube, like I miss Jenna Marbles. I miss Jenna Marbles. She better come back. I don't think she won't leave us like that is what I keep saying. But yeah, she was like one of the only creators that would make me laugh every single freaking video. But yeah, it's stuff like that. I like independent creators like that. I'm not really into like comedies really, which I know sounds silly, but it's like TikTok and YouTube for me. Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on again. Did I just say something controversial? Am I canceled because I like Jenna Marbles? Hi, John. Oh, bye, John. Mallory says we need Jenna Marbles back. I agree. She was the glue that held my life together. It's fine, you guys. Bianca says Crime Junkie does a good story on Alyssa. Yes, very much. I love Crime Junkie. They really do care. They care so much. They really care. That's all I'm going to say. Kylie wants to know, when you re-listen to your interviews with Mike, do you notice he's trying to take control over your conversations by using your name after everything he says? He pauses and thinks about your answers. Sorry, I'm like trying to paraphrase it. When you cross with information he didn't know you knew. Also Jenna Marbles. Okay, sorry. So when I have to like edit those, oh, my hair is crazy back here. I'm sorry, you guys. When I have to like edit those episodes and hear that story, that conversation again and again, I am usually looking for sound bites. I am looking for direct something I can give to police. But I have so little time to like theorize about it because I never know if I'm right. I never know if I feel that way because I'm his daughter or if I feel that way because that's actually how it is. In terms of just analyzing that conversation. conversation. So that's why I really try to make it factual. That's why I literally just play it and don't comment on it, because I feel like my comments aren't really fair. So long story short, I don't know, but he does say my name again and again, which is interesting because people also said the same thing about Commander Christina Gonzalez when we had that interview in January of 2019. The tapping and the saying my name again and again is something that keeps coming up, and they keep being compared to each other, which really makes me giggle. Hi again. Hi, Ashley.
Sorry. So I just had to jump
Don't
in
be sorry.
with what you were just saying, because the idea of language and like listening to how people talk, especially criminals, and certain verbiage they use as far as like avoiding guilt and trying to place blame on other people, like it's very interesting to me. Have you, and I like I said earlier, I haven't caught up to the most recent episode, so maybe you've already done this. Have you had somebody come on, like a linguistics person or somebody, to just like study the things he said in conversations with you, or you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that would be super interesting, because there's people out there that are very knowledgeable in that. Like, there's people that their specific job is to like study those types of things, like how people speak. And so
Yeah, no, I don't have anything like that, but I want to do that now. And this is now my like official call for oh my gosh, I was an English major. I'm so embarrassed. A linguist.
I
Is
don't
that what
know.
you-
I don't know what the right terminology is. Somebody else might know. I just know linguistics. Like, I've just listened to I listened to My Favorite Murder. I haven't listened to it in forever. And a lot of the times they talk about how serial killers and stuff, like the way they speak and everything. Just, I don't
Yeah.
know. I just feel like,
No, you're right. You're
I
absolutely
feel
right.
like it'd be super interesting if you had somebody that was like very knowledgeable in that subject, just like listen to like recordings you have of him or anything like that, just to kind of get a
Yeah.
feel of his like personality and everything.
Yeah, I mean, well, now thanks to you, Ashley, it is happening. This is, you guys, this is what I'm talking about when I say you guys like impact the case. Like, it's happening because Dr. Shiloh from LA, I'm like pointing at my screen. I'm like so excited. Dr. Shiloh from LA Not So Confidential says that she has a forensic linguist for me.
Yeah.
So now it's
I was
gonna happen.
say there's got to be somebody that's like, that's their, because I've heard of it before. It's just, and he's so, your dad is so interesting to listen to when he's talking and conversations with you. The last person who said, I don't know if it was in the chat, like he keeps repeating your name and saying your name again and again. It's just very interesting the way he speaks. So I feel like it would be super beneficial to have somebody do that for you. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. So
Ashley, I appreciate you. Send me a message. I want to send you swag because you literally just like created a new episode for me. So I really appreciate you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Bye.
Bye. See, you guys are awesome. This is literally why I like talking to you guys so much. Because, to be honest, like I'm pretty stressed out, you guys. There's a lot going on in the case right now. And so I feel like my creativity gets stifled when I get this stressed. So it's super awesome to have people come on here and say those things. Jennifer Goodrich just joined on Facebook, and you guys don't need to know who she is or whatever, but I just want to give a really special hello to Jennifer Goodrich, and I love you, and thank you so much for watching on Facebook. Someone says Jenna Marble stop making content, sad face. I know. Okay, you guys, I have to stop or else I'm gonna cry or whatever. It's fine. I'm like like Jenna Marbles is my spirit animal. I don't know what to say. Mandy wants to know, how do you think you'll feel if your dad is convicted? I don't know. I imagine it is going to be a large conflicting mess of emotion. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go on here and lie and say I'm going to be super happy and it's going to be great and I'm going to have no remorse or regret or guilt, because that's not true. I'm probably going to have a ton of guilt. It's probably going to feel really, really bittersweet. You know what I mean? It's going to be really, really bittersweet is how I imagine it going. Jill says, sorry I'm late to the live. Has there been any updates? Not in the case. It is still in the hands of the county attorney who is deciding. Me, like, so disappointed. I can't wait for the day where I can come on here and tell you guys that he's been arrested and that there's movement in the case. That's going to be the best day ever. So trust me, when it happens, you guys will hear about it. And that's probably because if you guys listen to a very special part of the podcast that we don't talk about, you guys be quiet. You'll know that I just lost my train of thought. I was so excited. Oh, okay. If you guys listen to a special part of the podcast that we don't talk about, you'll know that I've already talked about that, and that I feel like I'm going to hear it on the news. That I feel like that's where I'm going to hear when my dad gets arrested. I don't think I'm going to get a call from the Phoenix police. I don't think I'm going to get a call from the prosecutor's office. I feel like I'm going to hear it along with everybody else. So I'm pretty sure when it happens, we'll all find out together. But yeah. Samantha says it's not an if, it's a when. Exactly. The power of positive thinking, you guys. Oh my gosh, sorry. There's so much happening in chat. You guys are so amazing. Okay, you might want to also contact a voice stress operator. These tests are given during background investigations in criminal cases. This test can be done with tape recording as well as in person. Oh, that's really interesting. I'll have to look into that. Lauren asks, do you have him on video talking about any of this? No, I don't. I didn't video him on any of our conversations. Only one was in person, and I only recorded that for police. I didn't record that for, media purposes. I really didn't. That was actually before they told me to get media. So I recorded it just so I could give it to the police. So unfortunately, there is no video, though it would be interesting to be able to study his body language. So yeah, a body language expert would be great if we had some video. You're exactly right, Lauren. Rebecca is asking, have they given you any indication at all from the prosecution office? And have you been in contact with Summershoe? That is no and no. Anna wants to know, how has news coverage on the case been locally, like Maricopa County? Not good, terrible. They never want to cover this story. The local 12 News here did a piece on the billboard. And it's always like, here's Sarah Turney. She's so sad. Her sister went missing. There was a guy who confessed, but that didn't work out. What happened to Alyssa? We'll never know. So I'm usually pretty disappointed by the local pieces just because they are so hesitant to talk about persons of interest. They're so hesitant to talk about the police. And like right now, I had a really great interview with someone from the Phoenix New Times, who is a publication that I have respected in Arizona for a very, very long time. And, she emailed me and, said that she's still trying to get the story through. So hopefully that works out. But there's something about local news here. I don't know if it's a police thing. I don't know what it is, because national news is willing to do the stories. Independent creators are willing to do the stories, and something about local news, they aren't into it. Hi, Michelle. Oh, bye, Michelle. You guys don't be scared. Feel free. I'm just talking to catch up with chat, but feel free to literally jump on here at any time. So my back patio door is broken because of the glass, and so there's somebody in the front of my house, and I about freaked out. But it's fine. It's fine. I know who they are. I'm fine. Sarah wants to know, do you ever have dreams of what Alyssa would be like now? What do you usually think or dream when you think of her? So I dream about Alyssa all the time, but she is 17 years old in my dream. She looks exactly like she did when I last saw her. And when I dream about her, it's usually like that she was gone and now she's back, and that everything is normal. To be like, that's usually how the dream goes. It's just like, oh, Alyssa's back now. Yeah. It's like it's bittersweet to dream about her. You know what I mean? Gwen says they aren't into it because it's not current enough. Media can be gross like that. That could be a factor for sure. Zach says, as an outside perspective, I can see how you struggle with the context of things that were said during home videos. What is not normal is how frequently your dad was filming. For example, when he was filming Alyssa at work, to say nothing at all to the hidden surveillance, very disturbing. Yeah, no, I agree. It's definitely obsessive. Like, and I'm like that aunt, or like I raised one of my nephews essentially till he was like 5 years old. And I was that aunt that recorded everything. But I wasn't like that. And you don't, like, when they're in distress or whatever, you like put the camera down and like help them. Or it's just, he went above and beyond in that recording. And like, I get it. I get the preserving of memories, but I feel like this is different in my opinion. Samantha says popcorn for Alyssa. So we had a great conversation about how popcorn should not hate podcasting and how popcorn's kind of coming around to it. He's trying, you guys. Michelle says, whoops, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure this app out. I'm in a dark room, so you won't see me. That's okay. Totally up to you. Yeah, if you guys don't have the best, like, I literally look like a ghost. Like, I can't figure out my lighting. I can't get a decent webcam because of COVID. So I look like a sheet of paper, which is not really far off from my skin tone anyway. So, like, don't worry about looking a certain way, you guys. Everyone feels silly and nervous. It's just like TikTok. Everybody's like, ugh, this is cringy, but okay, let's do it. It's fine. Mallory says, you often see orbs in pictures / videos you tape. Yes, I do all the time. If you guys look on TikTok, I was going to do a video about how there's always orbs in my videos. You guys can look. And I know people say it's like an iPhone thing, so I don't know. But I believe in all those things. I like to keep my mind open to that stuff. See. Oh, Billsby says you're beautiful. Stop. I feel beautiful. It's not a matter of that. It's just lighting, man. I'm trying to be a professional.
I'm back.
Looks like Zach is loading. Hi, Zach.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I had another question for you. Have you ever seen the surveillance videos that your dad filmed?
Yes. So I've seen some in the camera that was in the vent. So I've seen the video of Alyssa making out with the guy on the couch, and then there was a video where Alyssa was in a fight with her boyfriend. So that's like actually multiple camera views. There's like one from the outside camera that's on the I know, right? On the porch, like it's a carport is what it's called. And then it like goes to the one inside the vent, because it was like on this system where it would like cycle between the cameras, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've seen those two videos that were like hidden. But there's also a video that I know he took that I think I was just present for as opposed to seeing the video. It was the year before Alyssa went missing. Alyssa went to go live with our brothers for the summer because, my dad and Alyssa had that big falling out after, he tried to sexually assault her and she ran to a neighbor's house. So she went to go stay with my brothers, and he went and videotaped her. And I'm pretty sure I was in the car. I'm pretty sure that's my memory as opposed to seeing the video. And he was upset because she was on the second or third story, whatever. It was above the first level, and she was on the balcony and she's smoking something. And he's upset because all he can see is like a red cherry. So he's like, I don't know if this is a joint. I don't know if this is a cigarette. But yeah, I guess I'm just describing everything I remember. But yeah, those are the surveillance videos that I remember seeing or being a part of, honestly.
Yeah, that really struck me as just like that kind of behavior is just very crazy.
Yeah.
In terms of on the podcast, a lot of times you're reading his letters. I imagine it must have been a challenge for you to figure out how to read those, because like one thing I really appreciate is when you're listening to those back, like the way you present them is very objective, and you can, it's like I really appreciate that you present it that way, because you kind of get the sense of just hearing your voice read it. You're like, man, this person is really talking in a loop and trying to protect themselves.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I really do try to be as objective as possible. And, I read those letters because I felt that they were relevant to the case, but it also gives you a really good insight to like what his mind is like in these stories that he makes up and the things that he focused on. So I loved that about the podcast, about inserting as much real stuff as possible. His writings, Alyssa's writings, the contracts, the audio, like, because those aren't opinions. You know what I mean? That's just stuff that happened that are a part of the story. So yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. When I was looking up I was just doing some searching about the recent press release about the Phoenix police and how they are, recommending, it sounds like, charges to the Maricopa County. I was wondering, is there any more information about that? And why do you think now, like if you were to sort of play armchair detective on that decision, why do you think right now they're recommending charges?
So there's no update right now, unfortunately. But so the thing is, they decided to prosecute in January of 2019. The police emailed me and said, okay, we're ready to press charges. And that comes after that meeting with police where I say, what's going on with the case? And they basically say, we're not going to do anything. We need a body. We need a witness. There's no evidence. We're not moving forward. And then I say, good luck explaining this to Netflix because I have a media deal. Because I did. It was truthful. And yeah, so I say that to them. And a week later, I get this email saying, oh, just kidding about that horrific meeting we put you through. We're going to go ahead and give you exactly what you want. And we're going to press charges. And so I slowed down at that point, which was really silly of me. And they didn't do anything. So that's like the time lapse, right? Is January 2019, they actually decided. But it wasn't until June of 2020, until last month, that they got everything that the county attorney's office asked them to submit. So they actually finally, after 18 months or whatever, fulfilled everything that the county asked for. So why it's happening 18 months later, your guess is as good as mine. I can tell you that they hired or they assigned a bunch of people at the very end to Alyssa's case to fulfill these requirements. And that didn't happen for 14, 15 months. So it does seem like there was some rush at the very end to get this in, is my best guess. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But you're not privy to any like new information or anything that they don't tell you that.
No, I mean, as far as I know, there was no new evidence obtained in the week between our meeting and the email saying that they were going to go forward.
Huh. And when you say you slowed down, what do you mean you slowed down? You mean you had a lull of putting pressure on them? Do you mean you had said you slowed? Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, after that meeting with them that was really, really bad, I was like, okay, I'm pulling out all the stops. I'm going to create a protest. It's going to be this large scale protest because I do events in real life. At the time, I was working for USA Today doing events. And I was like, oh, they want a show? I will put on a show. And so I was like contacting every true crime creator I knew, like, because I don't ask people for favors. And so I was like, now is the time. Everybody's going to be there. Kendall Ray, Ashley Flowers from Crime Junkie. I was going to ask every single person I've ever talked to on this planet to be there. And they like actually called me, right? And they're like, so, we have to call people who want to do protests against the police to make sure that everything's safe. And like, just so like you could be doing illegal activities. And I was like, oh, that's fine. I actually work for Gannett and I, USA Today, whatever, Gannett, same thing. I do events for them. And, I just did this tour, blah, blah, blah. And the guy started laughing. And he was like, well, ma'am, it sounds like you know what you're doing. And so like, I was super excited because I was like, all right, like the police can't come at me because it's a legit event. I'm going to get all these people together. And this is just in that 1 week. And then they said, they sent me the email and said, we're going to move forward. And I canceled the protest and I slowed down doing interviews. I just kind of took a step back. I was really trying to not irritate them. And yeah, I mean, give them the benefit of the doubt. And then, 6 months go by and I'm like, okay, well, it's time to start a podcast and talk about everything that's happened with the police and, the case. But a lot with the police because nobody really wanted to touch that police aspect of it. So I don't know. I don't know if, me talking about the police in the podcast has affected them submitting the case or not. It's all kind of like a shot in the dark, right? Because they don't tell me. I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, I imagine too, you have to like take care of your own mental health as well. Cause it's like to live and breathe the case all the time and it's so close to you, it's gotta like, take a toll. So I could understand that for sure. Yeah. And can I ask one more question?
Of course you can. Yeah. Feel free.
I get the sense that your other family members, like your brothers, want to remain like less in the spotlight. Why do you think that is?
It's hard to say. They're also a lot older than I am, which I think might be a consideration. They didn't necessarily grow up with social media. It's not normal for them to have their entire lives out on the internet like it is for me. You know what I mean? When you have a MySpace page at 11 or whatever, and then you're just used to all of your information being bought and sold and being public knowledge. But and they're all very different. I have 4 brothers, and I would think each of them probably has a different reason, whether it's their families or their safety or whatever it might be. I'm not sure, but we all process it really differently. They do all love Alyssa. I don't think any single one of them doesn't care for her. I just think that they feel really differently about media than I do.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for coming on.
Yep.
I feel like I give the world's like longest winded answers ever. I just like, yeah. I feel like one thought just leads to a million when it comes with Alyssa's case. Even when I tell the story, they're like, "Can you give a high level overview?" And I'm like, "Well, how high level do you want that to be?" Hi, Susan.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm alright. How are you?
Good.
Yeah. It took me a while to actually be able to get on here, but yeah.
But now you're here.
Yeah. I worked today. It was like, yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't want my face on there. Yeah.
I think everyone does the same thing when they open the camera. They're like, ugh.
Yeah. It's a little
I feel like I've just become used to it. I'm like, this is the new normal in 2020
But
with,
you're like pretty all the time. Yeah.
Susan, you're pretty all the time. Stop it.
Oh no. I have work face and work hair and all that.
I get ready for these live streams, like trust me. Because video is forever is what I learned really early on in this journey. Oh, okay. So Eliza wants to know, what were the circumstances surrounding Michael leaving his police job? I'm very curious about his life at that time. Was it Maricopa County? So that's a great question. So our father was a Maricopa County deputy sheriff from 1970 to 1974. And so I like can't get over this story because it's, you guys, there's so many rabbit holes. So essentially, my dad says that he quit because it was too corrupt, that he was sick of busting teenagers for pot and ruining their lives, which is funny when you think about how crazy he would go over Alyssa smoking pot. But I believe this forever, right? Yeah, I know.
Plus, he gave you like 6 million different colored cute little.
Yeah, plus giving his children prescription pills. Sorry, you're cutting out, Susan. I'm assuming that's what you're saying.
Yeah, all the cool pills.
Yeah, exactly. So, he always said it was too corrupt. Like, I'm too good of a person to be a police officer, essentially. I'm like, that makes sense. My dad's a superhero. But, come to find out when I talked to my aunts and my dad's first wife's family and my brothers and stuff, essentially, the thing that happened in 1974 before he resigned was that he was caught tampering with an attempted homicide crime scene. Essentially, my dad's brother shot his wife and tried to kill her. And, thank goodness he was not successful. But what my dad did, according to the Phoenix police, was put some bullets in his pocket in order to help, I guess, change the crime scene. They also tarted like a ton of guns off the property. They, according to my cousins, and I'm pretty sure it's in the podcast. I'm pretty sure you can hear my cousin Jamie talking about this. They put all the guns in the back of the truck, laid blankets over them, and like had the kids sit on them while the police were there, so that they wouldn't see that there was like this huge arsenal of guns. But yeah, so this happened, and then my dad resigned because he was too good of a guy. So that's his story. So I don't really know. We just know that he resigned, and we just know that it happened pretty much right after that. Whether or not they're related is, speculation, you guys. I'm sorry, you're cutting up, Susan. You're going all digital. Oh, Dr. Shiloh, hi.
Hey, I tried a new lip stain, so I look like a crazy person right now. But
you look beautiful. I always feel that way with color on my lips. I'm like, I don't like it.
I know, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be here trying it in the daytime. I've always been super curious about your dad's law enforcement career, just what his record was like, what he thought about it, if he had any friends from the department still.
Right now. I hate iPhone.
That's been really interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get his complete record or anything like that. They did interview, I think, one of his coworkers, and they said that like he was really kooky and couldn't confirm any of the stories that he told, because my dad would tell stories about, like, for example, he said there was this hostage negotiation situation and he saved it. I think it was like a kid and a mother, and they interviewed his coworker and they were like, yeah, no, that never happened. And then there's this other incident. I laugh because I think it's so silly. Like, I believe it, it had to be in the 70s when he was a police officer. He said one of the first things he saw was a drug cartel plane, I think, or just a drug plane. I forget exactly how he said it. Like land in the middle of it was like I don't know, land somewhere, and the police were like covering for it. Like, just those
are some wild stories. I mean, for only 4 years of doing the job, that would be wild anywhere to experience that.
Yeah, I mean, that's jam-packed. That's jam-packed 4 years of corruption.
It sure is. Definitely. So I want to let you know, I just sent an email to Special Agent Jim Fitzgerald, and hopefully I'll hear back from him soon, and I'll let you know.
Yay! You're the best. You're the best.
He's the greatest, and I want you to have really good experts to, I think you need to have top-notch people.
Oh, I do. I mean, you were just in today's episode, ma'am. So I do have top-notch people. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, thank you. No, Scott and I really appreciate it. And thank you. It was a really great opening. I love how you drove home what we were not trying to do, and just sort of how we were lending our voices a little bit. So it was our pleasure. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, you guys were amazing. Seriously.
Thanks. All right. I'm going to see you later. Bye.
All right, bye. Yeah, you guys, that was Dr. Shiloh. Her and Dr. Scott were on this week's episode, and they'll be on the next episode too, because it's 2 parts, because we talk so long. But they were amazing. Dr. Shiloh was also a police officer. Like, okay, you guys, if you would have told me at the beginning of this podcast that I would have had 2 police officers on the podcast, I would have thought that you were lying to me. But yeah, it's amazing. Like, I love that I'm actually partnering with law enforcement to help Alyssa's story. It makes me feel really good, to be totally honest. Oh, hi, Brandy. Brandy is on Facebook. Hello. I get really excited when people who knew Alyssa join the streams and stuff. I can't help myself. I don't think Brandy will mind if I shout out that she actually knew. I'm pretty sure that she's been vocal on some other platforms. Debbie, you say that there's a medium, Donna Serafina. In March, she connected to JJ and Tylee and Charles' Vallow disappearance. Yeah, I mean, I'm open to all that. I did speak with a medium earlier this month, and he's going to be on the podcast very soon. I'm very excited. But I'm open to all that, you guys. All of that. Gwen's asking, would you be able to get the public records on his resignation? I don't think so, because those are I don't know. I mean, if it's a police file, I don't know, because it's still an employee file. So I feel like that might be a little tricky. I mean, if I could get it, I would totally file for that, you guys. Sarah says, I have a random question. You mentioned moving in with your boyfriend at 17. Are you still dating him? Do you have plans for the future wedding? Sorry if I'm being insensitive. I love you so much. You're so sweet. So if you guys don't know, one of the huge differences between how me and Alyssa were raised is that at 17, Alyssa, had all these rules. She was being watched over like crazy. And at 17, my boyfriend moved into the house with me and my dad. That is a true story. We were together from age 17 until I was 27. So 10 years. And that guy was actually my 8th grade sweetheart. We dated for a year. We were each other's first boyfriend, girlfriend. So it was really sweet, and he's a great guy. And no, we're not still together. It just didn't work out. We had really different priorities by the time we were 27 than when we were 17, which is fair and happens all the time. But no, we are not still together. He's a great guy. I wish him nothing but the best. Bianca says, imagine if you can go to his house and put cameras everywhere inside, see how he feels. Oh my goodness. That is something I don't want to see. If I'm being, I would have to outsource that. I don't outsource any of the information gathering, but that is something I could not handle, is seeing my dad on camera or something. I don't know. Can't do it. I do a lot of things, but I can't do it. Is it Kamarka says, I just saw you in Stephanie's live. LOL. Yeah, I was in Stephanie Harlow's live stream on YouTube. She's amazing. I love Stephanie Harlow. I will forever support that girl. Mallory says the difference in the way you and Alyssa were treated is incredibly alarming. Wow, all of this breaks my heart. I'm so sorry, Sarah. Thank you. All right, you guys, we are at the end of the hour, but if you guys want to hop on the stream, this is your last opportunity to FaceTime me on this stream until next week. But yeah, if you guys want to get on. Oh, Lauren, hello. We have a taker.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I just had a question. I don't know if this is personal to talk about, but when talking to the medium, did it make you feel better at all? Like, did it give you any sort of peace of mind or make you feel any better? Or not saying it gave you answers, because people they have their own opinions about mediums, but when my dad died, he had like mental health and others array of issues. When he died, I connected with one, and I very much needed it. I don't know why, because I was just always so concerned, like, is he okay? Is he at peace?
Yeah.
Is he, because he battled all these demons, had all these struggles in life that.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I mean, nowhere near, I can't even imagine like what you're going through, and I hope you have a great support system. I think you're the bravest person ever. Like, I'm actually 7 hours away from my husband right now. My kids, we've been here about a month taking care of my mom because she needed my help. And it's been interesting, but your podcast came up actually on my drive. Like, I actually discovered you beforehand. I started listening to it on my 7-hour drive here, and I haven't stopped. I've been actually like talking to my mom and like some some like family friends about it, and I'm just like, I'm so supportive of this case. I'm like, I wish I knew what I could do more, but anyway, that's the medium thing. Like, I did connect with one, and I felt it made me feel better. I don't know about you, but I was just wondering, I don't know if you'll touch into that when you do the episode with it, but I just always,
you're so sweet.
I'm just always curious on people's feelings on those.
Yeah, no, it did make me feel better. I mean, I've gone to a lot of different mediums over the years, and there's been sessions where it's like I'm talking to Alyssa, right? Where you're trying to get that closure and that comfort. And this conversation was different. It was very much like talking about his background and kind of where he thinks Alyssa's remains are, unfortunately. So yeah, it was a little bit different, but I did have that comfort factor near the end. I start asking a little more personal questions, but yeah, I think it always does give me comfort. I like to think that, these people are contacting our loved ones and that they are looking over us and they love us.
Yeah. So, with mine, when I connect, the medium was like, your dad is right there. Like, he's ready.
Wow.
He's ready to go. And she made a comment that he said something about like, he was psyched or something that I was contacting him in this manner. Like, he didn't think I would be brave enough to do it. And I was like, absolutely. Like, I need this closure because it was an unexpected death. And so I didn't have any resolution, and I always kind of felt good, and I just needed to know he was okay, so don't have people in my life who connected with mediums, so I never got a chance to ask anybody like, what was your opinion on your experience with it? So that's good. I'm really glad and happy for you that it was a positive one, because sometimes they're not always, I've heard. So
it's true. It's true. I've had some not positive ones. It happens. But this one was great. I'm really excited for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really glad for you. So I hope you have a great night then.
Hey, you too. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Your last opportunity. I know. I don't know what's going on with Susan. She can keep her spot, you guys. All right, you guys. Mandy, random question. Are there any other true crime cases you follow? A ton. And that's like, I've met so many people in the true crime space that I just care about. So yeah, I follow so many. Hi, Bianca.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm the one that's been like commenting on your stuff.
You're fine. I love it.
Yeah, I just wanted to take my chance to say hi to you because I feel kind of honored to say hi to you because I love.
Oh my goodness! No.
the cases. I was on the TikTok chat with you the other day, and you had like so many people. I was like, oh my god. But
TikTok's crazy. 900,000 followers. My goodness gracious.
that's awesome, though. You're almost at 1 million, so that's awesome. Overwhelming,
Yeah,
I bet.
it's crazy.
But yeah, I listen to Crime Junkie and Kendall Ray and stuff. I love them. And yours.
Yeah. Oh, you're so sweet. Yes, Crime Junkie and Kendall Ray are amazing, and so are you. No, seriously, thank you for always being on, the TikToks and stuff. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
And coming on here.
This is my dog too. If you want to say hi.
Yes, yes. What's your dog's name?
Ellie. Ellie,
Hi, Ellie. She cannot be bothered with us, and I don't blame her.
Yeah, she doesn't like the camera. All right.
So cute.
Well, have a good night.
Hey, you too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye. All right, bye. Oh, I see Susan. Lauren says, did you notice you had more people interested in the podcast after you were on Juicy Scoop? I loved it so much. Yeah. No, I actually got a ton of people from Juicy Scoop. If you guys don't know what that is, that's Heather McDonald's podcast. She's a comedian, and I about died when I got a message from her. She reached out to me on Instagram, and I was like, is this who I think it is? Like, I've seen this girl on like stand-up comedy. Like, is this real life? And she was super cool and so nice. And yeah, she was a really great time, and a ton of people have come over from Juicy Scoop. So it's amazing. Susan, we can see you.
About pulling my hair out because this computer has gone like mental on me. And yeah, it had my name there and a black screen.
Yeah.
I don't know what is happening right now.
Tech stuff is the worst.
Oh, I know. It's terrible. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's really crazy.
It's all good.
Well, I'm happy to see your face, Miss Susan.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah, with my literally like pulling my hair out.
Don't do that.
Happening.
What do you mean? What is happening?
No, it keeps chopping up. Still, it's just my computer has gone mental on me.
Yeah, maybe it's the internet
It's all
connection.
good.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I hate technology. I'm not gonna lie.
This world today, it's the world.
The world's just falling apart.
Everything's mental. Exactly.
Okay, Kara has a super interesting question on Facebook. Do you think the detectives and police were shocked about how knowledgeable and smart you were about everything that was going on? I don't think they saw me that way. I don't think that they were like, this girl is so knowledgeable and smart. I think they were probably like, this girl is a pain in our asses. If I'm being totally honest.
Well, see, that's what kind of whenever you said about the Phoenix police and as long as it's taking, they said they were going to put in to convict your father. And that was the one thing I said that was, do you think they're doing that just to like, oh, we'll just tell her what to kind of like,
oh no,
kind of like shut
Sorry,
her
you froze,
up.
Susan. I think I got most of what you said though. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Damn technology.
I think that they really wanted me to shut up and go away.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying, and that sucks. And it's terrible that they would do that to you.
Yeah. No.
Like Todd, and I'm gonna get his name right now. Todd.
Yeah, Todd McComas.
It's wrong every time. I kept saying Tom.
Yeah, no, he was a detective for 19 years, and he basically feels the same way I do. Yeah,
and it sucks that they do that to you, and especially like he kept reiterating that it was, you're a family member. and they should be working for you, and they don't.
No, they don't. I mean,
You kind of had that. Yeah. Oh, you kind of had that look like I was like.
No, you keep
with
freezing.
my technology.
No,
Yeah.
you just keep freezing. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Susan.
that's what was happening. It's all good.
Oh, well, that is the end of the stream anyway. So I appreciate everybody coming on. Thank you, everybody from TikTok. This is definitely like the most attended stream I've ever had. So I love you guys. If you guys enjoy this, I do this once a week, every Thursday for the true crime lineup on Get Vocal. So come back and see me. It's always at 7 p.m. Pacific time or 10 p.m. Eastern time. But seriously, thank you guys.
Love you,
I
Sarah.
love you, Susan. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, and I sent a message to you on Facebook. I said, I'm not stupid. I don't know what's happening right now. I could not get on this.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Get Vocal's new for everybody. You're good. Oh, everybody's so nice. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Ashley.
Well,
Thank you,
you have a good
Billsby. Thank
night.
you, Miss Susan. All right, you too. Bye, everybody.